Ladies and gentlemen, adults all, I wanted to introduce you to a writer that you may or may not have already known about, Kathleen Norris. She was a person who grew up in the Midwest, and it's been a while since I've read her, so I can't remember exactly her biography, but at some point, I think she went through a pretty strong faith crisis. I guess we'd say she lost faith, and then she kind of worked her way back. Now, the story of her kind of coming back to faith, she tells in a book, The Cloister Walk? I think that's the book where that is what she does. But she is a person that is very good at talking directly to us without jargon, or sometimes she uses jargon to kind of take a chip at it. She's got a sense of humor, but just a great point of view. So I wanted to introduce you to Kathleen Norris and this book, Amazing Grace, A Vocabulary of Faith. Now, the thing that I think it has a lot going for it is it's about 20 years old, by the way, is it just takes words: Antichrist, silence, salvation, words, and then it has very short, 2-page, 3-page discussions of that word in contemporary language. God talk, creeds, heresy. That's a good one. She has a good common sense way of talking, but she's refreshing too. I thought I'd share. Okay, she writes one on anger, and she starts out talking there is God's anger, as depicted in the scriptures, so notorious that it has become a comic staple. One of the Ghostbusters, in relating to the mayor of New York, the general upheaval in the city caused by evil spirits, describes it as plagues, earthquakes, real Old Testament stuff. Okay, yeah. And then she starts out talking about God's anger, but then she says, I go in and out of focus. I have come to a certain level of trust in God's anger. It is a response to what is genuinely wrong. And then she quotes here Isaiah, wash yourselves clean, make yourselves clean, remove the evil of your doings from before my eyes, cease to do evil, learn to do good, seek justice, rescue the oppressed, defend the orphan, plead for the widow. I like that. I have come to a certain level of trust in God's anger. There's a reason for it. Now, but then she takes twists and turns that are helpful. She shifts. Now that I appreciate God's anger more, I find that I trust my own much less. I am increasingly aware of its inconsistencies, its tendency to serve primarily as a mask for my fears. If I can remember this when I am tempted to anger, I am less likely to inflict my rage on others. Reflecting on the purity of God's anger helps me to remain better attuned to the daily mixture of self-righteousness in my own. Yeah, she uses kind of a confessional approach. And, well done. Well done. I know in my own life, she immediately gets me to thinking how one day I was driving down the hill to my house in Omaha, and a car came scooting out of one of the driveways, and it just scared me, and I slammed on the brakes. I didn't hit that car, but, I felt the adrenaline go through, my body. I went from scare immediately into anger. What was that person thinking? Da, 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 da. So I can really relate that her anger is primarily a mask for my fears. That's just plain honest. Yeah, that's adult. Yeah. However many articles in this book on words that we throw around, we use in the church, and she brings a freshness to them. So, Kathleen Norris, I think you might enjoy her. Just a pretty good chance you might. Okay, well, God bless you, adults. You got your hands full, that's for sure. You're either caring for kids at home and teaching as well as regular parenting, or you're trying to keep yourself safe. Man, oh man. Lord, have mercy. Amen.